Still a lot of water out there. Probably not much chance of a dry line, but Simonson, I suppose, as the cliche goes, he would be used to racing in these conditions.
Well, there's probably not a person on earth that's driven a 430 Ferrari more than Alan Simonson. He races one in Europe. He raced one in England last year. He's very familiar with it, and as we all know, England is not the, it's not the Gold Coast, is it?
Just watching them come down through the fast turns, how close are they to the limit? Is it scary from a driver's perspective?
Well, no, not really. It just depends on visibility. The worst thing about driving in the wet in this sort of condition is if you're right up behind someone like that Ferrari is there behind the Porsche, you can't see. The wet tyres of today are quite advanced technology-wise. Sorry, I got my tongue tied around that. So that they generate quite a lot of grip.
Lucas off the circuit, just runs a little bit wide. You'd have to assume it's down in turn 2. Here's the replay of how he did it. It's like just got on the brakes and
well, he was
can't stop.
He was looking for I think he was looking for grip, and he probably just went a little too far and just ran out of black stuff.
Fortunately, he had a pretty good advantage and hasn't lost a spot. Simonson, well, he's just relishing these conditions, isn't he? Oh, still further problems. He's off again around the back section of the circuit.
He's having a bit of a bad run.
Good overtaking manoeuvre up the inside as Samadi goes back one spot.
Now that's a Ferrari 360 Challenge car. Those Porsches are Carrera Cup cars of the previous model, the 996. It'd be terrific if you could run the 997 here. The little Lotus is just, he's locked the front wheels. That obviously hasn't got ABS. And not many race cars have ABS, by the way. But he's just locked the front wheels, and once you do that, you haven't got any steering.
Nick Kelly in front of this battle. You can see him working his way through the turns. The car looking pretty good. He obviously quite comfortable behind the wheel of this machine in these tricky conditions. Now as Samadi's starting to come under pressure. And he hold it off. Rocket down past the grandstand. Good crowd here today at Eastern Creek.
I don't think the conditions are getting any better. It's wet, it's still raining. It'll stay much the same for the whole race.
Caceres looks like he wants to get on with a potential overtaking manoeuvre on Ash Samadi. They go down towards turn 2. Samadi goes defensive.
If I was Samadi, I'd be very nervous.
Down through that section of the circuit. Caceres right up behind the rear wing.
Seeing as how that was the scene of the crime last time.
Let's see what he can do. Oh, big movement there from John Caius.
John Caius is on the edge, and that car doesn't have ABS, so he's doing a really good job of that.
Really impressed with him, the way he's grown as a race car driver and really come to terms with what's required mentally and physically.
See the little pins and things on the front of it that all go towards generating downforce, and the size of the rear wing. The rear wing on that car is probably half as much in area again as, say, the rear wing on a V8 supercar.
Incredible machine, there's no doubt about that, and it's going to get stronger as the season goes on. Down towards turn 1 he comes, and we've seen him rocket through this section of the circuit. Oh, Kelly has spun after a great charge through the field, picked up 2 spots, but now may well have thrown them away. Manages to keep going though. I suppose in these conditions you are excused.
Oh, it's not easy to drive in these conditions, and Eastern Creek particularly has varying degrees of grip on different parts of the circuit. As you can see, the little rivulets running across the track as well, so this is hard work.
We caught the tail end of that, but it looks like he may have just got on the gas a little bit too early, and obviously in these conditions, once the rear wheels let go, the car is very easy to turn around. Lily's doing a great job.
He is doing a good job. This would be the first time he's driven that car in the wet.
Well, just to be able to stay on the circuit when so many of those big names, including Craig Baird, have had issues out there, is no mean feat. Oh, finally,
he got past.
Caceres gets around Ash Samadi.
Good move.
What can Ash do? Can he fight back? Doesn't look to be.
He seems to be battling more, doesn't he, in these conditions than Caceres.
You'd have to think that Samadi will probably have a little bit more knowledge of what these cars are like. He raced for quite a few years in Carrera Cup. Of course, the thing he hates us reminding him of is the massive rollover at the Formula One Grand Prix he had in Carrera Cup racing. so I won't mention it.
He doesn't like that?
No, he doesn't
No,
like it.
no,
Sirius
we
doing
won't.
a good job,
He
saying thank you to the team for working so hard between races to get that car back out there.
Absolutely, he's driving really well in these conditions.
Keep it going.